Austin's hike and bike trail is where an online predator recently recorded images of young girls with his camcorder. A tip to APD's Child Exploitation Unit resulted in an arrest.
There's an extremely high probability that he would have committed offense.
The case was brought up Thursday morning during this gathering with Senator John Cornyn.
If there wasn't any outcry, was the cyber tip provided by an adult family member or some neighbor, or how did that work?
When the electronic service provider was going through that account, they found content that was created by the user.
Okay.
The discussion was held at the Center for Child Protection, where counseling is provided to children who are abused or who witness violent acts.
I will never get that innocence back.
Victims like Ashley Reynolds shared their stories Thursday of being exploited.
By the end of my sextortion, it was over 60 pictures of myself I was sending every single night. My mom had no idea. My dad had no one in my life visibly would have any clue of what was going on in my life at the time because I was able to hide it. I was virtually kidnapped.
The group also heard how last year the cyber tip line at the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children took in 36 million calls, a justification for the reauthorization of the Childhood Safe Act. The legislation, which cleared the Senate back in October, will provide funding to modernize investigation and is to help improve prosecution of online child sex crimes.
Trust me when I say these monsters do not stop until they are stopped. That's why this bill is so important, to maintain momentum in our progress as a nation to protect children. Since the original version of the Childhood Safe Act, the social metaverse exploded and advanced with it technology that predators have used to increase the rate at which they collaborate to exploit children and effectively destroy their lives before their life can even begin.
The legislation was described as a priority bill, yet it remains hung up in the House. I asked the senator if he's worried that politics is getting in the way of a very easy vote.
Well, unfortunately, there's a lot of other things going on up in Washington that's distracting from important things like this that should be a priority. And some of it is doing last year's work.
Speak up. Speak up.
This canine demonstration is an example of what's being missed. Nibble is a specially trained dog that locates hidden electronic devices.
She found a USB that was sitting in there.
This team from the Texas City Police Department is currently only one of 4 in the state of Texas. Cornyn envisions more canines like this one if the act is passed.
Well, because the predators aren't standing still and the technology is not stagnant.